Vida Cross is a visiting Fulbright Research Chair who has come to the University of Windsor at the invitation of Leddy Library and the Black Scholars Institute. She has been conducting intensive research towards a creative writing project, focusing on Underground Railroad journeys to the Detroit River Borderlands and especially Canadian communities in the region. Vida is a blues poet, a two-time Pushcart nominee, a Carl Sandburg Literary Award honoree, and a Cave Canem Fellow. Vida's work references her ancestry as a third-generation Chigagoan, as well as the work of Archibald J. Motley Jr. and Langston Hughes. Vida's work has appeared in multiple journals and anthologies such as the Creativity and Constraint Anthology for Avst Press, a Civil Rights Retrospective with the Black Earth Institute, Tabula Poetica with Chapman Universities, Transitions magazine at the Hutchinson Institute, the Cave Canem Anthology XII, the Literary Review with Fairleigh Dickinson University, Reed magazine at Reed College, and the Journal of Film and Video from the University of Illinois at Chicago. Her amazing poetry collection, Bronzeville at Night, 1949, was published by Avst Press. Vida Cross holds an MFA in writing and an MFA in filmmaking from the School of the Art Institute of Chicago. That sounds very cool. An MA in English from Iowa State University, and a BA from Knox College. She is, among many other things, a faculty member at Milwaukee Area Technical College and chairperson of the Wisconsin Poet Laureate Commission. Thank you for joining us, Vida Cross.
I'm going to read this poem called Bodacious. I didn't pick out a poem until just right before we started, and so I'm hesitating. But I'll read Bodacious. And I'll start by saying that there's this notion. So Archibald J. Motley has this painting, and this painting is called Bronzeville at Night. It's on the cover of the book. I'm holding it. But he always has these women in his paintings that have on the red dress. There are a lot of night scenes. In Chicago, the night scene took place on State Street in the Bronzeville area of Chicago. And just for people, the Bronzeville area is what traditionally was called the Black Belt. It was the restricted area where Black people lived and worked. And migrated from the south to the north, coming to Chicago. And Motley has a woman sort of center stage in the painting who's in a red dress. And sometimes in his other paintings, they're in red dresses in nightclubs and whatnot. So because people associate jazz and blues and the night scene with sin or with sin, I wrote this poem. The name Bodacious, I got from, it's often used now, but when I was in college, there was a woman that people call Bodacious. And it just so happened somewhere around the time that I wrote this poem, I ran into her. We hadn't seen each other in years, and I ran into her at a conference. And I said, hey, Bodacious. And she said, do not call me that. That is not my name. So I felt like she gave it up. So I took it. I put it in this poem because I always liked it. And so I don't write this poem to say a negative thing about a female. I write it to say a positive thing about a female. So Bodacious. And it is written in response to several nude images found in Motley's paintings. There's a nude image of a female in the window on this cover. She's up in the window, and all you can see is a little bit of her body, and then he has full nude. So I wrote it in response to many of the nudes that I saw in his work. Bodacious. She'd walk up and take the sandwich from your hand to feed her kids. She'd wear red round her rear to Sunday service. Her lips were painted red. Her nails were painted red. She made looking away from you look easy and telling you off easier. She boldly walked into church and kissed the preacher's cheek. She laughed loud and folded money into her bra. She's the reason the witch doctor wore rose-scented cologne. The painter had to paint her, he said, nude, and she allowed him to follow her around for days. He knew she drank beer and smoked cigarettes. He knew she lived in a gray stone on St. Lawrence Avenue with her mother. Her mother babysat her kids. She shopped once a month at Marshall Fields and paid extra to have things delivered. The father of two of her three boys was Robert King, one of Big Daddy King's sons from the King's Report. The paper painted her. The painter painted her by looking into her window. He painted her while she undressed in another room, and half her body, including one butt cheek, was exposed. He painted her under the light of a shaded lamp, wearing only pumps, brown skin, and milk beneath her pores.